Hugh Hefner, founder of Playboy Magazine, dies at 91, and tributes pour in from stars and former playmates.
Oscar-nominated actor Ethan Hawke is heading up a good cause to bring people together. He's telling us all about it live in studio.
Rob Kardashian and Kylie Jenner suing Blac Chyna for assault. We have details.
There's an episode where Jack mistakenly thought he was part black. And he walked into the room, and I referred to him as the notorious FAG.
You will not believe the day I've had. Something must be done.
Look, it's notorious FAG.
The cast of Will and Grace are revealing their favorite memories and episodes.
And guys, is your pet dangerously overweight? Well, pet expert and trainer Travis Morrison from My Big Fat Pet Makeover is here to help. Good morning, People.com and Facebook Live. Welcome to People Now. Let's jump right into today. A lot to get to. Here's what you need to know and what's trending. Watch.
The Playboy philosophy makes a case for life as a celebration. There's a suggestion that there is more to life than simply a vale of tears, that life should be lived with a little style.
And what a stylish life it was, Hef. Yes, the iconic Hugh Hefner, the founder of Playboy Magazine and star of e-reality show The Girls Next Door, has died. Born Hugh Morrison Hefner on April 9th, 1926 in Chicago, Illinois, he died on Wednesday at the age of 91. In a statement to People, a rep for the Playboy Enterprises founder said, quote, Hugh M. Hefner, the American icon who in 1953 introduced the world to Playboy Magazine and built the company into one of the most recognizable American global brands in history, peacefully passed away today from natural causes at his home, the Playboy Mansion, surrounded by loved ones. Hugh's son and chief creative officer of Playboy Enterprises, Cooper Hefner, gave a heartfelt statement reading, "My father lived an exceptional and impactful life as a media and cultural pioneer and a leading voice behind some of the most significant social and cultural movements of our time in advocating free speech, civil rights, and sexual freedom." And we move forward into Hefner's spirit of life and adventure. It's what drove him to become a game changer. He originally got the idea for Playboy while working in the publishing industry after serving in the Army and attending college. By putting up his furniture as collateral for a loan and borrowing the rest from family and friends, Mr. Hefner published the very first issue of Playboy in December of 1953, which featured a nude Marilyn Monroe. The same year, Hefner launched media and lifestyle company Playboy Enterprises, Inc., on which he served as a board member until the time of his death. Playboy became known for the iconic Playboy bunny logo, Hefner saying, "The rabbit, the bunny in America has a sexual meaning, and I chose it because it's a fresh animal, shy, vivacious, jumping, and sexy." Though Hefner was married 3 times in his life, the man was public and notorious for sharing intimacies with numerous women. In 1971, Hefner purchased the legendary Playboy Mansion in Los Angeles, where he relocated and permanently lived until the time of his passing. Throughout his 5 decades of life in the Playboy Mansion, Hefner was recognized for housing multiple young women in the home at the same time, including Girls Next Door stars Holly Madison, Bridget Marquardt, and Kendra Wilkinson. The 6-season e-reality series documented the lives of the Playmates and their relationship with Hefner inside the mansion. After his 7-year relationship with #1 girlfriend Madison ended, Hefner dated a succession of women before falling in love with Crystal Harris, whom he married on December 31st, 2012. Hefner is survived by his wife and 4 children and leaves behind 7 decades of artistic freedom, liberation, and a name and empire that is known around the world. Well, it's safe to say the world is reeling after the news of Hef's death. Fans flocked to the Playboy Mansion in Los Angeles last night when they heard the news, paying their respects and speaking very highly of a man that they called an icon. Watch.
As soon as I found out, maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, first reaction, get in the car, let's go see him.
He made it okay to be sexual. He made it okay to be yourself. He made it okay to flaunt what you have.
He always said, life is too short to be living someone else's dream. He changed the culture. He did it the right way, the cool way, sexy way. He made a lot of money, so you can't really say he did anything wrong.
Rest in peace to a icon, a god amongst gentlemen.
Many fans also headed to Twitter to thank Hefner for his many cultural contributions, with some managing to find a laugh in the midst of this sad news by poking a little fun at the longtime joke, "I read it for the articles." The phrase became a common way of justifying why a person would buy Playboy, because of course it had nothing to do with the photo spreads, definitely not those. Celebrities and former Playboy cover models expressed their condolences as well, sharing moving tributes to Hefner on social media. Kim Kardashian tweeted, "I'm so honored to have been part of the Playboy team. You will be greatly missed. Love you, Hef." Jenny McCarthy, who appeared in the pages of Playboy numerous times and even earned the title of Playmate of the Year, posted a photo of her 2005 cover with the heartfelt message, "Thank you for being a revolutionary and changing so many people's lives, especially mine. I hope I made you proud." Rob Lowe recalling a number of great conversations he had with the media mogul, calling Hefner such an interesting man and a true legend, and remarking that his death symbolizes an end of an era. Gene Simmons echoed that sentiment, tweeting a striking throwback photo of Hefner and saying, "Your legacy lives on." Meanwhile, a devastated Kendra Wilkinson paid tribute to her ex-boyfriend in a statement to People, saying, quote, "Hef changed my life. He made me the person I am today. I couldn't be more thankful for our friendship and our time together. I will miss him so much, but he will be in my heart forever." Wilkinson was 18 years old when she first moved into the Playboy mansion back when Hefner was 78. In the past, she has described her ex as a true gentleman and an angel. On to this, guys. Rob Kardashian and Kylie Jenner are suing Blac Chyna for battery, assault, and vandalism, claiming she had Rob's baby to, quote, "shake down the family and cash in on the Kardashian fame." According to a new lawsuit filed by Rob Kardashian and sister Kylie Jenner, Kardashian claims Blac Chyna attempted to choke him with an iPhone cord during an intense fight last December at Jenner's home, alleging he has documentation of the injuries as evidence of the assault. The complaint, which was filed on Wednesday, also claims Chyna's relationship and decision to have a baby with Kardashian was, quote, "nothing short of an outright fraud to shake down the Kardashian family." Court documents obtained by People read, Chyna became extremely intoxicated on drugs and alcohol and physically assaulted Rob and was carelessly playing with Rob's gun, unaware of if the gun was loaded or if the safety was on. Later that night, Kardashian alleges Chyna lunged towards him with an iPhone charging cable and attempted to strangle him with the cord around his neck. The complaint goes on to say Chyna pursued Rob outside the house as he tried to escape in his Bentley, which caused her to throw a nearby chair at Rob's car, causing damage to the vehicle, and also used a metal rod to injure Rob. Despite those allegations, a source close to Chyna tells People the fight at Jenner's house was, quote, "not a real thing," saying it makes sense on their part to come up with a counterclaim for the very real claim made against him. Revenge porn, posting naked pictures to 9 million people across the world, none of that compares to an altercation that they got into at Kylie's house. After the fight, Kardashian alleges Chyna damaged a television, broke down a door, damaged the wall, and destroyed cell phones in the house. Jenner claims in the suit that the damages to her property were in excess of $100,000. The complaint also states that Chyna, quote, terrorized Kylie by telling her to get tests for sexually transmitted diseases because Kylie was dating Tyga, who was the father of Chyna's first child, King Cairo, as well as saying that she would threaten to beat up Rob's sisters and was disrespectful towards Rob's mother, Kris. Chyna claimed in court documents filed earlier this year that Kardashian has a history of violence, alleging he, quote, punched her during an altercation back in April. More recently, the couple agreed to share joint custody of 10-month-old Dream. Kardashian and Jenner are suing Chyna for his alleged injuries, damages, and punitive damages done to Jenner's home, as well as an end to Chyna's talent agreement with E! There's a lot there. I hope you kept up.
Very intense. I was keeping up with you.
My goodness. And there are a lot of comments coming in.
Yes, tributes are definitely pouring in. Everyone's saying, rest in peace, Hefner. People are like remembering him as a legend, quoting him. Everyone wanted to be Hugh Hefner. That's what Jerry says. Yeah.
A lot of people finding out the news for the first time now, and it's a real shock to people. And I guess that kind of response shows you what a cultural icon he was and will continue to be even after his death.
Yeah, Maria says he definitely enjoyed life and lived life to the fullest.
All right, guys, keep the comments coming in. We'll get back to you in a bit. Andrea, though, even more trending news for us.
Yes, we have some good news. We are kicking off Star Trek with a happy update from one of our favorite celebs. Almost a week after Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, Jennifer Lopez has finally made contact with all of her family members. The star posted this video of her aunt and uncle on Wednesday, captioning the clip, "After a long 6 days, we found the last of the family. Now the rebuilding begins." Well, that's great news. Well, since the storm ravaged the Caribbean island, Lopez has been working tirelessly to raise money and awareness, teaming up with ex-husband Mark Anthony, as well as other celebrities like Ed Sheeran and Lin-Manuel Miranda, to form Somos Una Voz. It's a social media alliance where stars will crowdsource funds to help with relief efforts. In just 22 hours, the page already has over $100,000 worth of donations. Lopez has also pledged to donate a cool $1 million from the proceeds of her Las Vegas residency, urging others to contribute what they can to the cause. Well, great to see Jennifer going above and beyond for Puerto Rico, and amazing that she found her family. Visit the GoFundMe page for Somos Una Voz to donate. We'll talk about one royal snack. This is Prince Harry sharing some popcorn with an adorable little girl at the Invictus Games in Toronto. The 2-year-old girl is Emily Henson, and her father, David Henson, is a former royal engineer and soldier who suffered severe injuries after an IED exploded in Afghanistan back in 2011. Well, Henson, a Paralympian, is participating in this year's games. He was in the stands with his family when his daughter snuck in several handfuls of popcorn from the royal prince. Very cute. I think we all need to be as bold as little Emily here. All right, guys, tonight is the night. The iconic hit NBC show Will and Grace is back on television, and Entertainment Weekly just sat down with the cast for a little walk down memory lane. The entire special is streaming right now on PeopleTV, but here's a moment where they reveal their favorite memories and episodes from the show.
Remember there was an episode where Jack mistakenly thought he was part black. And he walked into the room and I referred to him as the notorious FAG.
You will not believe the day I've had. Something must be done.
Look, it's notorious FAG.
That's funny. I don't remember that.
I talked to Mother last night and it turns out I'm not black.
Honey, I won't believe it. I mean, look at you.
It's true. I'm not black. I'm a black. She got knocked up by one of the black boys, an Irish Catholic family from her hometown.
I'm gonna mess it up. I mean, just the one that felt like so quintessential Will and Grace to me was my love for you is like chicken. It's deep. It's something in deep. It's like, do you remember that? The point is, my love for you is like this scar. Ugly, but permanent.
Yeah, I can vaguely.
We're old.
We're old.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's changed. Yeah. Now we're old.
Old? Well, how do you know there are parts of me that were just a twinkle in a scientist's eye 3 weeks ago?
In honor of Hugh Hefner's legendary career, we've rounded up the most iconic Playboy covers of all time. As we mentioned earlier, the magazine debuted to the world in 1953 with the decade's hottest star, Marilyn Monroe, waving on the cover. The magazine would go on to usher in the sexual revolution of the 1960s and 70s and beyond by combining sexy images with exceptional articles by some of the greatest and most progressive literary figures in the world, including Hunter S. Thompson, Ian Fleming, Margaret Atwood, Jack Kerouac, John Updike, and Kurt Vonnegut. And those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, everybody, stay with us. We have actor Ethan Hawke joining us live to talk about his new initiative, which involves selfies. Yes, selfies, we'll explain. Plus, we have Travis Morrison from My Big Fat Pet Makeover showing off one incredible dog transformation. Wait until you see this pup. Stick around.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
Guys, the YMCA of the USA is working with Oscar-nominated actor Ethan Hawke to promote the Y's nonprofit initiative. It's called For a Better Us. It's aimed at bringing communities together across the country. Ethan is here live to talk to us about it today. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, you guys.
Yes, we're going to get to this initiative in just a moment. First, we were just talking about this. Everyone is talking about the passing of Hugh Hefner. Right. I know you've never actually met him. Do you have a reaction to this?
Well, I don't know. You know, I was invited when I was first in LA, like a young actor, you know, right after Dead Poets Society and stuff like that. I'd be in LA and I'd get invited to various dubious parties at the F Mansion. And I would never go for fear that it would make People Magazine and my mom and grandma would see it and they wouldn't believe me that I was at acting class. You know?
Right, all of a sudden your story is blown.
You know?
All right, let's move on to why you're actually here. You've been connected to the YMCA for many years, and reading up about this, I didn't know this about you, that you were even a Y camper in Austin, Texas.
Sure, yeah.
Tell me about your connection to the Y and how the whole thing has impacted your life.
Well, you know, I'm really here because people forget that the YMCA is a non-for-profit organization. You know that it's not just a gym. It's a place where communities can get together, where you can get college counseling, you can get food. It's a gym like that. Also, if Hurricane Harvey hits, is helping people in recovery. You know, it's a place where the community can build. And so, I don't know, I started going there. My parents were split up when I was a kid, and so both my mom and my dad, whether I was in New York or in Texas, would send me to the Y.
Okay.
You know, and I could make friends there, and they'd know I was okay.
That's really incredible.
Did you ever go to I love the Y.
No, I did. My wife used to work there. Yeah, no,
And now, you know, I live in Brooklyn, and my kids are learning to swim in there. My son and I play basketball there. And it's one of the few places, so much of society, you know, we all live in our own little cubby holes. You know, we live in these little places and we don't step out of it. But playing basketball over at the Y with my son is a great way where we just meet everybody.
Yeah, I love that. Now tell us about this campaign. How is For a Better Us campaign hoping to help bring communities to come together?
Well, I don't know. Largely, communities coming together is up to them and whether people want to reach out. They're doing this program of, you know, take a selfie with somebody new, encouraging people at the Y to meet new people and make new friends. It's really important for young people and for older people to cross-pollinate. We're living in a world right now where everybody's told that somebody else is, you know, there's just so much division everywhere that one of the things that the Y can do right now is just raise their hand and say, hey, everybody's welcome here.
Yeah.
You know?
You mentioned it there, the hashtag is selfie with someone new. How does that whole thing work? What's the idea?
Well, it's just taking a picture with somebody you've never met.
Someone you never know.
It's really simple, but it's supposed to symbolize something larger.
Yeah, I like that.
You like selfies? You a fan of the selfies?
Well, look, here's the thing. I've been famous since I was 18. Okay, so the selfie is not my friend. You know?
You've met a lot of famous, influential people through the years. If you could take a selfie with one person to kind of bring awareness to the cause, one celebrity.
You know who it would be? The first person that jumps to my mind is I've worked in South Africa, and he's passed now, but Nelson Mandela. When I was a little kid, you have to understand, when I was in high school, I remember people would have these like free Mandela stickers, and it seemed like a pipe dream. It'd be like, what do you mean? That's never gonna happen. And then the man became president of a country non-violently. It's the stuff that legends are made out of. If I could have a selfie with anybody, it'd be Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, well, that's the right answer
really
for sure.
choice.
Look, you're a father. You said you take your kids to the Y. What do they love most about being at the YMCA and their kind of your exposure as you expose them to it?
Well. Everybody's different, right? I mean, my wife loves the fact that they have childcare there, and we can bring the small kids and they can watch them. My son loves playing basketball, and you get there and we play with people who are really good. You can
actually up your game if you hang around long enough, right?
Yeah, you know, and not just because otherwise it's just his old man teaching him, you know. And there's some real ballers there, and my girls like to swim, so that works out pretty well for everybody.
Yeah. Speaking of your girls,
I really sound like I'm doing an advertisement.
No, but it's great.
I really do. The thing is, I'm here as, you know, it's not an advert. I'm not advertising Equinox. I'm offering, you know, the YMCA, I think people forget about it. That's all.
Speaking of your kids, your daughter Maya is paving her way in the business. Juilliard, acting roles, modeling. You know, what is your biggest advice for her and your kids when it comes to working in the business? Because you know it's a tough business.
Yeah, you know, it's a tough world. You know, the world is tough, and the world isn't rooting for you the way your parents are your whole life. And so you have to believe in yourself, and you have to follow. She has to do it because she loves it. She can't do it because her mom loves it or because I love it, because that won't carry you through the dark parts. What carries you through the dark parts is believing in yourself. You know, that's pretty straightforward.
Makes a lot of sense. Let me shift gears to this a bit. You have a new movie, First Reformed.
Yeah.
This thing premiered at Venice Film Festival. A lot of talk about this. You play this troubled priest who's lost a child. Amanda Seyfried also there, co-starring with you. A pregnant parishioner comes to you for help. That's just scratching the surface of this whole thing. Pretty serious, heavy movie.
Yeah.
What are you excited for people to see with this when it comes out?
You know, I'm 46 years old and I've been making a lot of movies, and this is definitely one of the best films ever made, and so that feels good for me. I love the movie. It's speaking to right now about where the religious community is at with all this. Where does the religious community falling on the environment? Why aren't they providing leadership? You know, and my character this is creating a real internal crisis about why big business and greed is still leading. You know, watch what happened at Standing Rock last year. You know, nobody's confused about who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. You even made a movie about the Native American children not getting drinking water, or the big corporation that wants to save $500 billion. You're not, if it was a movie, you know, you'd be clear who the good guy was. But so this character is just in a crisis about this. And and then I don't want to say anything more.
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah, we'll wait and see.
It's by the same writer who he wrote Taxi Driver years
Right.
ago, and he's had a brilliant career, and so it's really speaking to now in a lot of the same ways that Taxi Driver did speak to its that.
Can't wait for
Yeah,
that.
you co-star with Amanda Seyfried. She's done a lot of intense roles. What is something we'd be surprised to know about her now that you've worked with her?
How funny she is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always strange. For some reason, we want beautiful women to we just assume they somehow just must be beautiful all the time. And like they must do that. But she's got a crazy wit, and she's a lot of fun to be around.
Yeah, now she's a new mom. Have you met the baby girl? Was she on set or anything?
Not only through pictures. She doesn't bring the baby to the Venice Film Festival, which is very smart.
That is
a very smart move.
You don't want to dress the baby up in a red gown.
Yeah.
Walk on that would really be
To bring
too
it
much.
full circle here, I'm just picturing you guys, Seyfried, her whole family, they're all coming in, maybe get a big play date together at the Y, right? Take one big selfie. We're going to look for that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if that happens.
Thank you so much for being here. Guys,
for having me,
be sure to check out the hashtag selfie with someone new. We're going to take one right after this. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Jennifer Aniston, who told people her beauty secret. It's called water. This is Julia Roberts, who confessed her $1 million beauty treatment. It's called sleep. This is Courtney, who escapes to the spa. And Michelle, who swears by good lighting. And this is Beyonce, who woke up like this. These are People's insider trading tips to beauty from the world's most beautiful people. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
And now this album is the second to be released on your own label, Big and Rich Records. You know, what's your favorite thing about being your own bosses?
Probably the smoking jackets and the pipes.
And the pipes, those big
Probably my
leather
favorite.
chairs. Matter of fact, these are pretty
nice.
comfortable ones.
I love it. Those guys are too funny. But releasing music on your own record label does have its perks, like choosing which songs make the cut and doing it the Big and Rich way. Take a look.
Over the past 3 years since we put out our last album, Gravity, we've written hundreds of songs. And during that whole time, we're playing them for everyone around us, and the cream just kind of floats to the top.
I like to run mine by Granny Rich. So Granny Rich is now 85 and a half, coming up on 86.
Yep.
And she still works 40 hours a week at an alteration shop in Ashland City, Tennessee. Not because she has to, because she wants to. So she gets through working, she'll have a couple of Milwaukee's Bests, get out her Marlboro Reds, and I'll go over to her house and go, okay, I'm gonna play you these 10 songs, tell me which ones you like. So Granny's kind of my head of A&R for me, but we run them by everybody from Granny to our friends to you. We would send you a copy.
Can you?
Of course we can.
I'll let you know which songs I like the best.
We like to know what people think that don't have any business angle at it whatsoever, just what music is hitting you the best.
Now I just want to hang out with Granny Rich every day. Well, besides producing their own records, Big and Rich has also written hit songs for some of the biggest names in country music today. Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Jason Aldean, Gretchen Wilson, even Taylor Swift. But is there one song they secretly wish they kept for themselves? Watch.
Redneck Woman. We would have done that really well.
We could have sung that.
Redneck Woman. There's one song Kenny and I wrote that I thought would have been a great Big and Rich song, was a song called Hick Town, which is on Jason Aldean. That was his first single.
Yeah, but that's the way we get down. In a hick town.
He actually finishes his show with Hick Town even to this day. But it's kind of cool that Jason Aldean cut it, man. So, you know, I don't think you never look back. I do remember Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy, Kenny Chesney almost cut that song.
I know.
And then he didn't. And we went, oh man, we were hoping we'd get the cut. Good thing we didn't.
Well, guys, remember that time when President Trump tweeted about Morning Joe co-host Mika Brzezinski's show ratings and specifically targeted her appearance? Yep, Mika is airing a little bit of that dirty laundry with InStyle's Laura Brown.
This is the shirt I wore on a vacation that we took, but we went on the air the day after Trump tweeted about my bleeding from a facelift.
Oh, that day.
So,
you know what was crazy?
I'm
You
sorry
went to the
about that.
party. You went to the White House. Wild was bleeding from
I
the
know.
face.
Blood was everywhere.
Just the confidence
And
is important. Just
you know
like when
what?
it's.
You know what? You just
know.
gotta own it.
How did you remove the blood stains?
Oh.
She shouted it down.
Catch Dirty Laundry with Mika and Joe Scarborough streaming on PeopleTV right now.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, It's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
We got Gracie from a rescue about 3 years ago. She weighed 1.5 pounds. We loved her a lot immediately.
Gracie loves to eat. It's her favorite thing to do. When we feed her and the other dogs, she'll usually go and steal their food too.
No, Gracie, no.
Hey, Gracie.
A healthy max weight for a full breed Chihuahua would be 8 pounds.
You ready to see how much she weighs?
No.
Wow. 42 pounds.
Oh my God.
Oh man, what do you do when your pet is dangerously overweight? Well, you turn to pet expert and trainer Travis Morrison, of course.
Yes, and as the host of Animal Planet's newest series, My Big Fat Pet Makeover, he's leading pet owners and their overweight animals on weight loss journeys all across the country to help each pet live a healthier and happier life. Well, Travis is live with us today, along with Gracie's owner, Lisa. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having us. You guys make me sound so cool.
You are cool.
I appreciate
Cool.
that.
Are you kidding? Did you see the dog in that sling? You're doing good stuff. We just saw a bit of Gracie's story, how overweight she was, of course, at first when you first met. Gracie, you are here too today. Gracie's backstage, all that. We're going to be doing a dramatic reveal. It's going to be crazy, so stick around for that. But before we do, Travis, why is it important for people to pay attention to their pets' weights?
Yeah, well, when I met Lisa, she has multiple animals. So dogs were getting into other dogs' bowls. I mean, pets were really all over the place. But to pay attention to your pet's weight is so important because of what it could lead to. Everything from arthritis to diabetes to liver disease to
just like people.
Just like people. So it's just so important that we, it's all up to us.
Yeah.
The dogs can't do it without us.
Yeah, and Lisa, we saw in the clip, Gracie loved eating from the day you got her, would even steal the other dog's food.
Right.
But when did you realize that you had a serious problem on your hands?
When she started gaining weight and not being able to walk or jump and then limping and found out she had two bad knees.
Oh, wow.
And
Travis, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it was time. We couldn't even do surgery because she weighed too much.
Yeah, at that point, you just have to it's like, wow, something has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
What tricks do you use or employ to sort of make sure that your wellness plans work for the pet and for the owner?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. One of the things is communication, obviously. So, we used some new technology that helped me stay in touch with Lisa through the whole process. So I wasn't just their coach and cheerleader, but I was their accountability partner. They really need to have those answers. I mean, peace of mind is hard to put value on. So.
Well, I cannot wait any longer.
Either.
I don't think any of us can. We want to see how Gracie looks today. You guys ready? Let's see Gracie's before picture first. There it is. And Gracie, come on up. Big round of applause.
Yay.
Here we go.
Hi,
very exciting. Look at her. You know what? She lost it in the face. I'll just tell you that right away.
So
She did. Yeah.
She got ready for the selfie.
She looks very happy. Lisa, Gracie's made great progress so far. How difficult was it, though, to kind of stay on this exercise and diet plan, have her stay on it?
It wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be because Travis stayed on us and we knew he was on us.
Yeah, how did everyday life have to change, though, for you and your family?
We had to have a different structure for her.
Yeah.
And it was walking and eating and just following all of his exercise orders.
So what kind of changes have you seen in the dog? I mean, in terms of
her
mood
personality
and personality's
completely
come out?
different.
Yeah.
Wow. She's not depressed anymore. And
Look how happy she is.
I mean, come on.
She's like actually smiling.
You're right.
Travis,
Literally smiling.
For people watching at home whose pets are overweight, they want to get their animal back on the right track. Where should they start? Where's a good starting point?
Great starting point, like do it yourself at home, is measure your dog's food. It's really important that people are feeding their pets to their ideal weight, not their current weight. A lot of times people already have overweight pets and they're feeding for the weight of the fat pet.
What do we say to people who feed their dogs table food?
Yeah, so especially if you think your dog might be overfat, let's replace that table food with vegetables, fruits. You can feed your dog things like green beans and broccoli and sweet potato.
That was a subtle shout out to my mom and dad. You gotta stop it with the table feeding, guys.
My family does that too.
I thought there was something behind that question, so.
It was a little pointed. I'm doing my part. This is an intervention actually for my parents, this whole thing. And their poor dog. No, they're great. All right, thank you so much, guys.
Yes,
Travis, Lisa, thank you for being here. Little Gracie.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Already
Keep
lost
it up,
12
Gracie.
pounds.
My big fat pet makeover premieres this Saturday, September 30th at 10 p.m. on Animal Planet. Best title for a show in the world. You guys be sure to tune in. Saving Pets' Lives. Oh, and we're going to keep going. Coming up tomorrow, let's just stay on the dog. Coming up tomorrow, Dancing with the Stars couple Lindsey, Arnold, singer Jordan Fisher all are revealing everything in a People Now Confess sesh. There's a lot to tell. Plus, Chef Thomas Bomer will join us live, show us what it takes to feed a whole NFL team, which I would imagine is a lot.
Probably a lot. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing with Dancing with the Stars couple Lindsey Arnold and singer Jordan Fisher. Enjoy.
Bye, guys. Hey, guys, I'm Jordan Fisher.
And I'm Lindsey Arnold.
And this is One Last Thing.
The last song that got stuck in my head was Love on Top by Beyonce.
Ah.
It's always in there.
The last song that got stuck in my head was my next single, Mess, which comes out on October 6th.
Guys, it is so good.
Man.
It is so good. I can't wait for you to hear it.
My last big splurge, I thought about it for like 2.5 years and I finally did it, is a Louis Vuitton duffel bag. It's black and gray one and I've loved it.
I feel like my last big splurge was a while ago. It was probably when I went to Maui with my husband and we decided at the beginning of the trip, like, we're just gonna do what we would like to do, eat the food that we would like, go to nice restaurants and just really treat ourselves.
Come on.
Treat yourself. So that was really fun.
How'd it go?
It was good. Oh, it's amazing. I didn't feel bad about it at all.
Good girl.
Nailed it.